Hi, I'm Randy Hollenbeck, and this is the Music Roundtable. Today on the show, we have alternative metal band AGGRESSICA.
Hey, thanks for having us.
We're super excited for this.
She's beauty and she's fashion. Her life's a movie, 'cause she's always acting. Maybe nothing, but she's just a centerpiece. I wanna skin her, she's the one who's with me. Killer body and killer style. It's killing me just to go the extra mile. I wanna live so I can find my Adam. Reach for the stars you love but never touch them. I'll buy your kids 'cause love is too expensive. You may be blind but I am too.
Could we go around the room and just say your name and what instrument you play in the band?
I'll start. Hi guys, I'm Sam and I'm the vocalist of AGGRESSICA.
I'm George. I play drums.
I'm Waylon and I play guitar.
I'm Morris. I play bass.
Okay, cool. Um, I just want to start out with some easy questions. What was an album you grew up with that you could listen to front to back without any skips?
For me, definitely Dookie by Green Day. That was like the that was like one of the first albums I listened to, and my grandfather bought me that album, and I listened to it first to last.
Believe it or not, my gateway album was also a Green Day album. It was, I'd say it was definitely between Dookie or American Idiot or 21st Century Breakdown. 21st Century Breakdown might be my favorite actually.
I'd probably say Smash by The Offspring. I think when I was like 12, it was one of the first albums that I ever learned on guitar, like front to back, and it just always stuck with me.
For me, I'd say probably Slovakia by Slowdive. Or Ziggy Stardust and the Spiders from Mars by Bowie. Probably one of those for like growing up with. I listen to those like nonstop back, like front to back all the time. I even listen to them now. They're just amazing albums.
Okay, cool. First concert you attended?
I guess I guess it would depend on if you mean just like a major concert or like an underground show because I've been going to underground shows all of my life. But I'd say the first major like concert I've ever went to was the Hella Mega Tour with Green Day, Weezer, and Fall Out Boy. And that was a hell of a show.
Oh, that was a Green Day concert for me as well. I think it was back in like it was right when Uno came out, and I'm blanking on the year, but that was my first that was my first concert.
My first concert would have been a Green Day concert too, as well. It was like a year after they started their like Revolution radio cycle, so I guess it was like 2017. And I remember thinking they had such a long set because I think it was like an hour and 45 minutes or something like that. But they just play. They have so many hits and they played a lot of deep cuts too. So it was a great time.
For me, I don't know if you count like when that I was when I went to two concerts that I don't know if I consider it my first, but I heard I went to a Prince concert when I was in my mom's womb, and I went to a Beastie Boys concert. But then I also saw the Beastie Boys when I was like a month old, I think. So I'd say that was probably my first like concert where I was actually there.
Oh, nice. Awesome. Okay. How did you get into playing guitar, playing drums, playing bass, singing? What inspired you to follow that path, and what age was it that you started?
I started playing drums at like 10 years old. I'd say Guitar Hero, honestly. I got gifted Guitar Hero when I was like 4 or 5 years old and absolutely like fell in love with it and just continued to play it and play it and play it. I've probably beaten Guitar Hero 3 at least like at least like 10 times or more. But I used to just like bang around on like pots and pans as a kid, and then one day my grandmother went to a flea market and found a drum set, like a little crappy first act drum set, and it was beat to death, but I still made it work, and I think I was about 10 when I started.
Waylon, when did you start playing guitar?
I started playing when I was about, I guess about 9. I didn't start taking like regular lessons and stuff until I was about 10. I feel like I was always in the music though. I feel like my first moment that I would say like got me into music and like got me like wanting to play like guitar and stuff like that was watching Slipknot's Social music video when I was like 3 on Fuse. It was airing on cable and it aired like the music video and then like the making of afterwards, and I was just like enthralled by it all. And I just like wanted to be a part of it, I think.
I swear, Waylon and I might be long lost siblings because that's actually how I got into music too. Like I've always felt like deeply connected to the alternative scene in some capacity throughout the course of my life. But when I was 4 years old, I saw the Psychosocial video for the first time, and it changed everything. But as far as like when I oh sorry, Mars, do you want to?
No, no, no. You can continue. Sorry. Yeah, I thought you were done. That was my bad.
Yeah, thanks a lot, dude. No, I'm kidding. Sorry. Um, anyways, but my vocal journey, I started it also pretty young as well. I started taking vocal lessons when I was around 7 or 8 years old, and I actually got into theater at that age too, and that kind of like influenced my vocal style. And I think I started like taking like focusing on rock related vocals around age 12.
And I would say, I mean, my dad's a professional opera singer, so I've had music in my life my entire life. But it wasn't until I was about 13 that I started playing a little bass, and then I switched to drums for a bit. But then when I moved to Pittsburgh, I went to school of Rock South Hills, and that's where I started playing bass like seriously, and I did their house band and stuff like that. So I'd say like 15 was when I really started playing bass.
Okay. Um, Musical influences. Uh, you mentioned Green Day. Is that a musical influence of yours?
Oh, for sure for me, Green Day, Blink 182. Like I like going back to Guitar Hero, Travis Barker being on Guitar Hero World Tour. Like that's like one of the main reasons I ever picked up a pair of drumsticks and actually wanted to like actually play the drums rather than like just the Guitar Hero drums. But yeah, major influences definitely for me were Green Day, Blink 182, Avenged Sevenfold, Metallica, and all that good stuff.
As far as who I'm vocally influenced by, there it's definitely variety, but my top influences I would say are Courtney LaPlante from Spirit Box, the front woman of Ginger. She's incredible, and I also love Stevie Nicks, Amy Lee, Lizzie Hale, Polystyrene. Um, yeah, I would say those are my top biggest vocal influences.
I feel like for me, like a lot of the punk stuff, I was definitely more of like an early on influence, and I still like that stuff too because of like how poppy the songs can be and that kind of thing. And I think it's worth noting as like a songwriter. But I think for my influences as a guitar player within the band, I definitely listen to like a lot of like metal and emo and inspired music. So definitely like a lot of like My Chemical Romance, Avenged Sevenfold, Trivium, that kind of thing. It's kind of all in that spectrum.
And for me, we like to joke and they say that I'm like cut from a different cloth, but that was not really a music style. Like that was not something that I really grew up with. I was more like a classic rock and like shoegaze kind of guy. So I'd say like Tara Needman from Mad Planets is probably my biggest influence in kind of how I play bass and just like the rhythm she does, especially. I like fell in love with. Um, so I'd say she's probably my number one inspiration.
Okay. Um, how did the band form? Did you know each other from like school, or did you put out an ad looking for members? How did that happen?
Oh, this is like buckle up. This is a hell of a story. Um, George, do you wanna start us off?
Well, I originally joined the band off of an ad on I saw on Facebook, and um, I went did my audition, and they ended up thinking I was pretty darn good, I guess. So it kind of worked out. But yeah, with Waylon, ironically, I live in a very rural town in Pennsylvania, like big, like very small. And when we were interviewing Waylon, he's like, "Yeah, I live like an hour south of Pittsburgh." I'm like, "Oh yeah, like where at?" And he's like, "You ever hear of Fredericktown, PA?" I'm like, "Oh yeah, that's where I grew. That's like my school district." He's like, "Yeah, I'm in Clarksville." I'm like, "Where?" He's like a block. He ended up being like literally a block away from me. But I'm the unk of the group. I'm 26. So I was like, "Dude, we probably rode the bus together for a while and didn't even know." But yeah, that it was a really like, oh, dude, I can't believe like I've been a block away from you for ever, since you moved here or whatever. But yeah, but from the actual origin, Sam could probably answer the actual origins better than I can.
Well, as far as from a more current standpoint, I also would like to say that that Mars and I were actually in the same musical circle too. Believe it or not, we apparently lived in the same neighborhood our entire lives, but only met whenever we went to the same music program. Like we were both school rock graduates, and I was running the one of the summer camps, and he was in it, and then we ended up becoming friends, and we were also in their house band together. So that's a little tidbit of lore for you.
I mean, yeah, I mean, Sam pretty much said that's how we met, but I mean, the other two have been in it for a while. Me and Waylon kind of came around the same time. Like I think I was there for maybe a week before he was. But Sam just asked me. I mean, I saw that their band needed a bassist, and I was like, I might as well. Like I'd love to, and I love Sam, and we've been friends for a while now too. So honestly, like these are all like some of the coolest people I know. So I'm like very happy to be part of the like this project and everything because these are just awesome like musicians overall.
Okay. How did you come up with the band name?
The band's name. Trying to. So I believe it was a fairly last minute decision before any of these guys came around and the project was still incredibly fresh. Um, I remember I did know somebody named Jessica, and I always thought she was super cool and always very like strong and empowered, and I kind of wanted to, you know, pay tribute to her.
And you just changed it from Jessica to Aggressica?
No, I it was a brilliant moment of word association, and I remember I was like kind of deeply connected to the Riot Girl scene. If you know what that is, it's a punk scene that kind of became more mainstream in the 90s, but it's always been like an underground punk movement centered around female and femme adjacent musicians, and it's all about like feminism and empowerment, and I kind of wanted to like add that into the band's name. So that's how Aggressica was born.
See, I'll give you a little fun fact of what I thought it was. Like what I thought the origin story was I basically thought that it was just like a more like punk version of almost like a Metallica thing. Like they married the word aggressive and Metallica kind of thing. That's what I thought it was until Sam told me the story.
Okay. Uh, where are you based out of?
We're based out of the Burgh, Pittsburgh.
Here we go, Steelers.
Okay. What do you think about the music scene in Pittsburgh?
Honestly, I love it here. The music scene is probably like I grew up in Miami, Florida, and I spent a lot of time in LA and New York, and honestly, it is so tight knit here, and it is so welcoming, and I feel like there's so many great shows happening all the time, but it's not too big of a city where there's like too many bands, so you could always book shows if you're looking to, and there's always like I know plenty of people in the scene that I met, and I see them all the time at shows and stuff like that, so it's very supportive of each other, and I think it's all around just a great scene. And honestly, like I'm very grateful to have like really blossomed into a musician here, because I think it was the perfect thing for me. It's an amazing scene.
And I was gonna pass that one along to Sam because I'm so far outside. I always have like a decent drive to shows and stuff like that. But I do love the Pittsburgh scene, and it really is like how Mars was saying. It's very inclusive, very welcoming. Like I run into people all the time, but like from playing different shows, and it's like you make a really good friend. You make a really good group of friends out there for sure.
I'm with George on this one. It's I've honestly my entire life I've felt like I've never really fit in, and to find a music scene that is very open minded and accepting of people like myself. It's nice to have that, and it's nice to be able to like express yourself freely in however way you want to.
Okay. Um, what is one thing you would like to see change in the music industry?
I feel like there should be probably less like paywalls and like easier accessibility for people to be able to start bands and like booking shows and that kind of thing. Because I feel like there's a level of like people that end up getting stuck at the bottom doing like the DIY thing, and like there's a lot of love to that and everything, and like love for the passion doing that kind of thing. But it's like in a bigger picture thing, I wish it felt easier to like have more of like success in that way, if that makes sense.
I think also I think what frustrates me, not frustrates me, but I see a lot of bands that are extremely talented, but some truly based off of the algorithms of certain social media platforms will rise to a higher level than others, just because they were randomly, like not completely randomly, but they were picked and they were boosted a lot more than another band. So I'd say, and it is hard for like especially smaller bands to get publicity and stuff like that, while other ones can just randomly luck out and get like a ton of it. So um it'd be cool if there was some way to like kind of not even that out a little bit more, just to see a lot of other bands like kind of get that chance and not have to sit there being like, oh well, maybe we'll get chosen. But I would say that's one thing that I have seen, especially with the rise of social media being a big tie into bands online.
I would say the ticket sale thing. I know that they're like doing something about that now, and I haven't really looked into it. But it's always like every every band that I try to go see that isn't in Burgettstown, it seems like I'm gonna have to pay like 150 to 200 bucks just to walk in the door. Um, so I'd say like maybe make everything more affordable so people can show up and see their favorite bands play. And I like what Youngblood's been doing with that. Like he's like almost taking a stance against it, where he's like, oh yeah, my tickets are going to be like X amount of pounds or whatever to to try to like combat that. Like, oh, you shouldn't have to pay $1,000 to come see me, kind of thing. So I've been seeing a little bit of change, and I haven't been looking at it like through a microscope lately, but that was always the thing with me, was like, I want to go see Metallica, but it's at PNC Park, and even nosebleeds were, I think at the time, were like 250 bucks, 300 bucks a pop. But I know there's like tips and tricks that you can go to work around that, but just for like the normal person trying to go see a show.
Sam, you got anything?
No, I believe my bandmates have made incredibly valid points. I also wish that the major music scene was as accessible as the DIY scene was, because honestly, art in every capacity is supposed to be accessible. And I also believe too, like that um kind of the rise in generative AI too is also kind of affecting how things are in the scene, and I would also say that's like a major change that I wish would happen, is more, at least more regulation and that kind of thing.
Okay. Um, let's talk about a couple songs. Okay. Rocks.
I'm very sorry about my dog barking in the background.
That's okay. That's okay. Rockstar. I grabbed some lines from that song. He bought his own reality. He bought the world, but can't buy his sanity. Bought a prison that he can't set himself free. Can you tell me about that song and about that lyric?
Yes, absolutely. So the whole song in particular is about consumerism and corporate greed, and how it kind of like all how it like affects the musicians that participate in it, where like yes, you do end up like making major change and you end up making a name for yourself, but you also like cost yourself maybe your ability to be freely creative, or your ability to kind of like fully like, I guess, be your creative self, like everything comes at a price regardless. It's about the kind of like the um stringent standards that a lot of artists are forced to live by, like actually my the first few lines of the song, she's beauty, she's fashion, her life's a movie because she's always acting. The first like half of the song is also about how like there is kind of like a double standard for women in the music industry as well. But I don't want to spoil too much, because I believe that this song should definitely be up to interpretation, as all art should be.
Okay. Anybody got anything else to add about that song?
Drum solos are pretty cool on it. But no, Sam was a complete master. Sam was a complete mastermind of that song, and I never. What's really funny is I was telling Sam this the other day. I was like, because I'm the drummer, and like I don't really know what like how deep the words are until I really read them, and I'm like, oh, okay. I was like, you know what I mean? But yeah, it's a great song for sure.
And there's like a woohoo part and at the end. How did that come about? Adding that.
Well, I mean, partially, like, it was partially improvised almost, but the time that I wrote the song, I was very influenced by like a lot of 90s grunge, you know, and I thought that would be like almost like pay tribute to bands like Pearl Jam or Soundgarden or Alice in Chains, you know. But that's a good question.
He's such a real man and such an idol. You gotta wonder if he's still alive though. He bought his own reality. He bought the world but can't buy his sanity. Bought a prison that he can't set himself free. I wanna reach so I can find my atom. Reach for the stars you love but never touch them. I'll buy your kids 'cause love is too expensive. You may be blind but I am
The next song is Wasted. And it says, I need a pick me up. I need a little love. Raise a glass and kick some ass. Let's party fast and hard. So let's get wasted. And that's the chorus part. But from what I get from it, you just want to break from everyday reality. Like you just want to cut loose and forget about things for a little while. That's what I got from the song.
Yep. I would say that's about accurate. And George, would you like to also share your thoughts on this?
Yeah, so I mean, I guess the inspiration for that one, oddly enough, was I got home from um, from going out with a couple friends, and I just happened to like pick up my guitar, and I played the beginning part of that, and then kind of like, composed this little like idea, brought it to Sam, and I just like literally was just like name this song something like to save it under like a file, and I just typed wasted, and she took that and just ran. Like honestly, she really killed it. She really killed it lyrically on that one. Because I don't write lyrics. Like it's like I'm just like not good at it. Um, but yeah, I was like, oh here, listen to this, and they're like, what'd you call it? I was like, I called it wasted, and Sam was like, why'd you call it wasted? I was like, I don't know, I just kind of typed it. And she's like, oh, that's kind of a cool idea, hun. Like, and ran with it. But
Like there is a part of me that does relate to the lyrics that I drew inspiration from, obviously, but you know, I kind of wrote it more inspired by George's feelings, really.
Okay. Does anybody else got anything to add about that song?
Both those songs actually were before Mars and I, so those were both Sam and George era songs.
Yeah, you picked some pretty deep Aggressica cuts. Definitely, like we've evolved as a band, and those songs we feel like, I mean, obviously they're definitely a part of our history. We will never ever look back in shame about, you know, writing or playing those songs. You know, we're just a completely different band now, and that's okay. You know, every band goes through their own creative journey and process for finding their identities, you know.
well, I'm also happy too, like that we did have those kind, like like a lot of my friends who aren't really into like our heavier stuff really found enjoyment in those songs. So I'm always like, I guess you can say I'm like a people pleaser in a way. So I want everybody to like us. You know what I mean? Like I want everybody to enjoy our music. And it was kind of like cool for our first two EPs to have like almost like for example, like my dad or my uncle didn't like those two songs because they were like really metal heads, you know, in a sense. But then I had a couple buddies who don't really like heavy stuff that love those songs, absolutely love them, love those songs. So it was great to see, like, you know, that we were liked on a heavier and a lighter sense as well, you know.
Wake up around 2 p.m. Get out of bed, it doesn't matter when. I just wish this day would end. Turn on the tube, feel like I'm losing it. Different day, it's just the same old shit. I need to pick me up. Need a pick me up. Need a little love. Raise a glass and kick some ass. Let's party fast and hard. So let's get wasted. Life is short, so take a shot and leave it all behind. Let's get wasted. Let's get wasted. Let's get wasted.
What's your plans for the next 6 months?
Well, we are going as far as the near future. We're actually recording EP number 3, so that's gonna be a lot of fun. Um, we this has kind of been an ongoing process, and we're going to finish up soon, and we're just like super excited to release these songs, to be honest. And we've also got quite a few shows coming up too. We're playing Mariana Mine Music Festival, right, George? That's kind of like how you're away. And
Yep. Yeah, it's kind of down my way. Mariana Mine Festival. Yep.
And we even have a show tomorrow at the Craft House Bar and Grill, and we're playing with American Vanity, which is gonna be so cool. Just to tell you, little something. I've been following the band American Vanity since before they changed their name, and now we're playing with them. So, obviously I'm getting off track here, but I just think that that's just amazing. But as far as the next couple of months go, we're just gonna keep chugging along, keep writing, keep recording, and just keep playing out. And yeah,
A big shout out to Johnny Razor at Razor Blade Recording.
we love Johnny. Johnny, if you're watching this, thank you for everything.
Or Razor, I think it's Razor Blade Records. My apologies, but yeah, Johnny's absolutely awesome.
And how many songs are going to be on the new EP?
I believe around 6 songs. Let me think.
I think it's 6.
Yeah, I think we have. Let's see. Yeah, it's 6 songs.
And when do you expect that to be released?
We're probably thinking either later this year, like probably November, December, and or possibly like early next year.
Yeah, I think the first song will. I think we were discussing the first song coming out around November. Yeah, I'm super excited for it.
This is gonna be our best one yet. Like I generally don't like to brag too much, but I can guarantee you this will be our best EP yet.
Um, and your upcoming shows, you have one tomorrow at the Craft House. What about, is there some more coming up in the near future you're playing?
Yes, we absolutely. We have oh, Mars, were you gonna reveal?
No, you got it.
You sure?
Yeah.
All right. Well, we have one on Saturday at Squirrel Hill Sports Bar. This one is going to be like a benefit concert for sapphics and queer women. So that we're really excited for that one. And what else? Oh yeah. On the 11th, we're going to be playing at Miss Roboto, which is definitely like a staple in the DIY scene. You know, Roboto I think has been around for around, I want to say 30 years. But we've always loved playing there. The sound is great, and we love all the bands that we play with, and the crowd is always killer. So, and we'll be playing with I know we'll be playing with Shrader Hollow, Squidsack, and then who is the third band?
It is the Streetlights.
Yes. Yes. But for those listening in right now, stay tuned and please come see us.
Awesome. Where can we get a hold of you? Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube?
Anywhere really. We we have every social media platform available for you to contact us on. We primarily answer through our Instagram, but try out any one of those.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Instagram and Facebook. Yeah.
And it's just Aggressica. Is that it? Just Aggressica or Aggressica band or
Just Aggressica.
that's all the questions I have. Thanks for coming on the show today. Is there anything else you'd like to add?
Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you for having us. We've we've been looking forward to this. This is baby's first interview, I guess.
Yeah, I've been walking around with my chest puffed out to all my friends, and I'm gonna be on a music podcast. So thanks so much for having us. Extremely grateful for the opportunity to sit down with you and for you to let you into our world.
Yes.